The moment Jackson walks into the room, I already know I'm not in charge anymore. He's a white cockatoo, and he shows up with this look like, all right, what are we doing today? Then he marches straight to my smart speaker like he's the manager of the entire house. He tilts his head, pops that crest up just a little, and suddenly you can feel a plan forming. Because once Jackson learned he could boss Alexa around with Alexa Music, my home stopped being a home and turned into a tiny feather-powered dance club. Here's what you need to understand about Jackson. He doesn't just like music. He treats music like a button that summons happiness instantly. The second he hears a beat, his whole body turns into a celebration. Head bobs, foot taps, crest pops up like an antenna. And the wild part? He looks around like he's checking if everyone is watching. Like, hello, audience, this is my moment. So when I realized he could trigger music on command, I knew I was in trouble. It started innocent. I'd say, Alexa, play music, and Jackson would dance. Cute, wholesome, normal. Then he began watching me. Every time I used the speaker, he'd stare at my mouth like he was reading subtitles on my face. And I swear, he learned the rhythm of the phrase. Not the meaning at first, the timing, the sound shape, the pattern, which is exactly how a clever bird learns. Watch, repeat, adjust. And Jackson? Oh, he adjusts fast. Then one day, it happened. I'm in the room doing my thing, and Jackson walks up with that confident little swagger like he owns the rent. He looks at the speaker, he looks at me, and he says something that sounds shockingly close to Alexa, music. And I froze. Because in that moment, my brain went no way, and his body went yes way. He started dancing before the music even came on, like he was already celebrating the victory. Of course, Alexa didn't get it perfectly. Sometimes she plays the wrong thing, sometimes she doesn't respond, sometimes she answers like, I didn't understand. And that's where Jackson gets personally offended. He stares at the speaker like it just insulted his entire bloodline. Then he repeats the command, louder, with extra attitude. And when it still doesn't work, he does this dramatic protest dance like, unacceptable service, 1 star. And here's the part nobody warns you about. Once Jackson realizes music equals attention, he starts using it like a remote control for me. If I'm working, he wants music. If I'm on my phone, he wants music. If I'm trying to relax, he wants, guess what? Music. And if I don't respond fast enough, he gets louder, more dramatic, more persistent. It's like living with a tiny nightclub manager who demands the vibe at all times. And somehow, I became his assistant.
Okay, quick science moment, because people ask this all the time. Some parrots can actually move in time with a beat. Not perfectly like a human, but in a real noticeable way. That's rare in animals. And researchers think it connects to something parrots are famous for, vocal learning. Brains that are good at hearing patterns and controlling complex movements. So when Jackson dances, it's not just random flailing. It's emotion, rhythm, and coordination all firing at once, which makes it cute and honestly a little scary.
And here's what makes it even funnier. Jackson doesn't dance the same to everything. Fast beat, he goes full turbo. Quick foot taps, rapid head bobs, crest up like a lightning bolt. Slower song, he gets dramatic. Bigger motions, longer poses, like he's performing in an arena. So now my house has genres, and Jackson has opinions. He'll hear 1 second and look at me like, no, skip. Yes, my bird reviews my playlist. So I decided to test something. Because if Jackson is really running the show, then he should react differently depending on how I ask Alexa for music, right? So I tried 3 modes. First, whisper mode. I leaned in and went, "Alexa, play music." Jackson immediately got suspicious. He froze, crest halfway up, like, why are we being sneaky? Then he walked straight up to the speaker and stared at it like a bouncer checking IDs. Second, normal mode. Just casual, "Alexa, play music." That's Jackson's favorite, instant happy dance, like he's clocking in for his shift. Third, hype mode. I said it like an announcer. "Alexa, music." And Jackson lost it. Full turbo, foot tops, head bobs, wings flicking. He looks like a tiny DJ who just dropped the beat. So yeah, it's not only the music. It's the ritual, the moment, the cue. Jackson doesn't just dance to songs, he dances to the idea that he started the party. And when I try to record it, Jackson turns into a scientist. He walks right up to the camera like, what is this device? He leans in, one eye fills the frame. He taps the lens with his beak like he's knocking on a door. Then he steps back and starts dancing again, like he just approved the filming permit. So now I'm not only producing a show, I'm working with a tiny performer who also insists on quality control. But the best moments are when Alexa plays the wrong thing. Jackson will start dancing, realize the vibe is off, and stop mid-move like his soul left his body. Then he stares at the speaker with pure disappointment. Sometimes he does this dramatic little stomp like, "Fix it." And when the song finally changes, instant celebration. It's like he's training Alexa through emotional pressure, which is hilarious until you remember it works. Now, real talk for a second. If you have a smart bird, the goal isn't to make them calm. The goal is to give them healthy ways to use that brain. Music can be enrichment. Training can be enrichment. Games can be enrichment. But you also want boundaries, safe volume, safe space, and breaks. Because a cockatoo is basically an athlete with emotions. And if you guide that energy, you get joy, not destruction. In my case, I get joy plus an opinionated DJ. So yeah, Jackson plus Alexa isn't just cute, it's a whole sitcom. A white cockatoo with a white crest commanding a smart speaker like he owns the house, then dancing like he produced the concert. Next episode, I want to test something. Does Jackson dance differently to different tempos on purpose? And can he request music more clearly if we train the phrase? Drop your ideas in the comments because I'm turning your questions into the next experiments. And remember, if the house suddenly gets quiet, that's not peace. That's Jackson charging up.